very warm welcome to everyone. I'm Aviram Hinenzon, the Chief Go-to-Market Officer here at OnceHub. It's great to see such a fantastic turnout to our webinars, encouraging you to visit us in the coming ones as well. Just a bit quick of housekeeping before we dive in. We have a packed 45-minute session today. Actually, we have a longer demo than usual, but we will try to fit the 45 minutes mark and leave some time for Q&A. To ask a question, head to the bottom right corner of the screen, click Meeting Tools and select Q&A. Feel free to submit your questions at any time. You can submit your question with your name attached or choose to post anonymously. This is just lesson learned from previous webinar. We'll answer as many live as we can. If we ran out of time, we usually get a lot of questions and we cannot cover those during the broadcast. Don't worry, as long as you submit with your name, I will follow up with you directly after the session. With that, let's get started. Most people think scheduling ends the moment a confirmation hits the inbox or the calendar. But if you are managing team schedule or organizational operations, you know that's usually where the real work begins. Handling changes, keeping the right people informed, and understanding your meeting data can either be a seamless process or a constant administrative headache. In today's session, we are shifting the focus to what happens after the initial booking takes place, zeroing in on 3 key operational areas. To start, we'll tackle visibility and team alignment, exploring how to keep key team members informed using observers and custom notification rules, all while protecting your team from inbox overload. Next, we'll address handling schedule disruptions, looking at practical ways to manage last-minute changes, whether that means leveraging two-way calendar sync, reassigning a host on the flight, or deciding who should initiate a reschedule, either the host or the guest. Finally, we look at analytics and reporting, showing you how to analyze booking sources, balance workload across your team, and extract meaningful data for broader business reviews. It all comes down to optimize your post-booking workflows so your operations can run smoothly behind the scenes. So here to walk us through these capabilities live is OnceHub co-founder and CEO Rami Goraly. And Rami, over to you.
Thank you, Aviram. Thank you. Welcome, everyone. So this is going to be a very practical, down-to-earth webinar. And let's get started with booking visibility. We'll cover 3 features: copy to calendar, email alerts, and optional co-host. So let's start with copy to calendar. The story that we have here is a small financial advisory firm, Retirewell. They have 5 advisors taking client meetings in the office. So let's move to the application and go to the booking calendars. So we can see we have advisor Kathy and advisor Sarah. They are the hosts. They have different booking calendars for different meetings. Advisor Ben, advisor Cindy, advisor John. These are the 5 advisors. And there's also an office manager. And the office manager wants to keep a tab on which clients are coming in during the day, greet them by name, maybe even prepare some card for them to welcome them, or write their name on a sign when they enter the office. So what can the office manager do? One thing is they can actually stack the 5 advisors. Here they are. So they can stack the calendars and they can see, okay, this is a customer meeting. This is actually not. They're going out to lunch. This is a customer meeting. This is not a customer meeting. Maybe this advisor has a Q3 review and this one has a dentist. So it's pretty difficult to actually stack calendars together and understand exactly at which time of the day which client is coming in when you have a lot of other things on the calendar, because the advisor, they don't just meet with clients. So there is the copy to calendar feature. I'll show you what this feature is. if you go to user integrations and click on your connected calendar, this is available both in Microsoft and in Google, of course. And in the other calendars, you can see calendar events are copied too. So you can copy all the booking calendars to any calendar that you want. So I've created a master office calendar. If I edit it, then I can actually choose specific calendars. And also here I can choose a specific calendar. So it's completely flexible. What we've done here is we said that we want to have a master office calendar, and we want to copy each client meeting onto that calendar. So for the office manager, instead of looking at this stacked group of calendars, all they need to do is just look at this master office calendar. They can remove all these. And here they can see all the client meetings that are scheduled via OnceHub. And they know exactly who is coming at any time in the day. So making it much easier for them. What you'll notice is if I open one of these, the guest is not here. While if you see the same meeting, this is the same meeting on an advisor's calendar, the guest is here. This is because we don't want the guest to receive any notifications from these events, even if they are inadvertently moved. Basically, this is completely non-intrusive. No one knows about it. I mean, the users know because they create the rules, but the users don't feel it. The guests don't know about it. And it's basically just for tracking and control without any level of intrusiveness. So that was the copy to calendar feature. Let's move up another notch in terms of the intrusiveness. There are email alerts. So if we go to the application, we click on the gear icon, and here we have the alert center. So basically, this is a place where you can create rules for which alerts you want to receive on which events. So for example, I can create an event, a booking is received, is canceled, or is scheduled. So for example, I want to select booking received, and I can do it by user or by booking calendar. So let's do it for Kathy. And I can say which users are going to receive the alert. So I'll just add myself here. I'm Henry host. And that's it. I've created, you can see this, I've created this alert right now. And what will happen when a booking is made, advisor Kathy will receive the user notification, but I will also receive it. Henry host will also receive it. So this is Kathy's page. Let's refresh it. Let's make a booking real quick. Let's say it's on the 28th, 9 a.m. Okay, 28th, 9 a.m. So let's go to the notifications. Yep, here it is. So you can see scheduled September 28, 9 a.m. And you can see it's going to Henry host. So Henry host is the additional user that is receiving the notification, and it's also going to Kathy. This is Kathy's email. It's with a plus because I need to manage multiple users here in a demo account. So that's how the email alerts work. So pretty simple. You just create the alert and you get notified when it happens, immediately when it happens. The next one is the optional co-host. So the optional co-host, what it allows you to do is to add yourself or someone else to the meeting as optional. And when you're optional, it means that you are on the calendar invite, but your availability is not taken into account. So to do this, I go to the booking calendar. And let's do this for Sarah. So if I want to be an optional co-host for Sarah, I can select. So I'll just select Henry. So here I am, Henry. I added myself. So now it's a multi-host meeting with 2 hosts, but I'm going to set myself as optional. So that means that when the guest comes to make a booking, my availability is not at all considered, and that will not impact what the guest can choose, of course, but what will happen is that I will be on the calendar event when the meeting is booked. It will look like this. If we go to the calendar, so you can see the meeting. We can ignore the master office calendar now. It will look like this. So that's the meeting that Sarah received. I'm an optional co-host. So you can see that it's marked as tentative. So it doesn't block my availability. So it is on the calendar. It doesn't block availability. It's not busy time. I can get other bookings at the same time, but I know about it. And then if I want, I can barge into the meeting, say hello. Like in this case, it's a junior advisor with a client, and the more senior advisor is coming in, saying hello, asking if there are any questions. So that's the highest level of intrusiveness in terms of notifications. Of course, optional costs can be used not only for notification purposes, because it's more of an active type of activity, but it is also a notification. So if we compare the 3 methods, it really depends on the level of intrusiveness that you want to have. We said the lowest one is the copy to calendar, and the highest one is the optional co-host, and we have the email alerts in the middle. So that was booking visibility. Let's move on to the next subject, which is managing the unexpected. We're going to look at reschedule on behalf, request reschedule, cancellations, and reassignment. Okay, so we're starting with the same office, retire well, reschedule on behalf. There are 2 cases here. The first case is if, let's say I'm just an advisor and I want to reschedule on behalf of the client for myself. I have the client on the phone. So let's do that again with the Kathy. So I'm going to schedule again. Let's say we're scheduling here on the 25th at 9 a.m. Okay, so the meeting is scheduled. Let's go to the activity stream. Okay, so we see Friday, September 25th at 9 a.m. This is the meeting. If we go to the calendar, September 25th. Yes, here it is. Here it is. You can see that's the meeting that was scheduled. And now the client is on the phone with me. They say, I have an emergency. I cannot make it in the morning. Can you move it later in the day? I'm saying yes, of course. And I just drag it on the calendar. And I send. So what happens now? So the first thing that happens is if I refresh the activity stream, see, there is something is stuck here. Maybe it's taking a bit, but I'll show you what's enabling it. If I go to the user integrations here and to the calendar, so you can see here, there is two-way calendar sync. So when we delete an event in the calendar, it cancels it in OnceHub. And when we update the meeting in the calendar, it updates it in OnceHub, and this is turned on. When you create an account, it's on by default. So most likely it's on by default for you. So when I was moving the meeting from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., it should change it in OnceHub, and it usually happens instantly. Let's see if it's okay now. Yeah, for some reason, maybe I'm not on the right meeting. Let's do it again, because it never happened yet, but let's do it again. Let's schedule on the 29th, 9 a.m. Okay, so it's scheduled. So if we refresh here, yeah, it was scheduled here, and yeah, here we are. So September 29, 9 a.m. Let's go to the calendar. So here it is, 9 a.m. Let's drag it to 1 p.m. That's what I did before. And send an update. Yes, so now if we go to OnceHub and refresh, here it is. So now it works. I don't know what happened before, a glitch, but yeah, first time I saw that it's not working instantly, but here it did. So you can see that's a very smooth way to reschedule. You just move it in the calendar, you're on the phone with the client, and it updates the meeting in OnceHub as well. Let's look at a second case now, and that's a case where we don't have just one advisor or one host, but we have a team of hosts. I'll show you the booking calendar. So this is a discovery call booking calendar, and the hosts here, there are seven hosts. These are the 7 hosts on this booking calendar. And when I reschedule, this is just for a discovery call, so it doesn't really matter which advisor takes it. When I reschedule, what can happen is that I can cancel the meeting with one advisor, and then it will be rescheduled with a different advisors. So what we do is we cancel the old time, and we create a new meeting for the new time. So let's make a booking on this page, on this advisory call. So I'll do it for September 16 at 9 a.m. There are various questions here. I'm not going to answer them now. Okay, so that's done. So September 16, 9 a.m. Let's go to the activity stream. Okay, so we see September 16, 9 a.m. This is good. Let's go to the calendar. September 16, 9 a.m. This is it. This is the advisor. This is the discovery call with advisor John. Now we need to reschedule this meeting. So just moving it in the calendar is limited. So we will do it from OnceHub, and what we do here is we click reschedule yourself. So we're on the phone with the client. Probably the office manager is on the phone with the client. The client is asking to reschedule this meeting. So let's go to the 16th. And here we'll reschedule it to 4 p.m. And if you remember, the initial meeting was with advisor John. This one we're rescheduling with advisor Cindy. So it's rescheduled. Let's see what happens in the activity stream. So the meeting with John, with advisor John, that was advisor John, it's canceled. If we refresh, the meeting with advisor Cindy is scheduled for 4 p.m. and rescheduled, sorry, it's a new meeting. And this is what happened. This one is canceled. It's the same day, it's the 16th. This one is canceled. And this is the new meeting that's scheduled with the advisor, Cindy. So this is another case of rescheduling on behalf when we have multiple team members as hosts and not just one. Okay, now request reschedule. So far rescheduling on behalf, we're on the phone with the client and we actually make the rescheduling based on the client's instruction. What we can do is self-service, let the client select their own time. So to do this, we will go to a meeting that has already been scheduled, this one, we click reschedule, and we can ask the guest to reschedule. And we can say, please reschedule. Cindy has an emergency. And this is now sent to the guest. So if we go to the guest's email, just one more refresh. Yeah, reschedule requested. So this is the email. So you can see Gloria guest, the guest received an email. Advisor Cindy is asking that you reschedule the meeting. Please reschedule. Cindy has an emergency. And Gloria can click reschedule the meeting and pick any time that she wants. So that's a self-service to pick a different time. So that's the second method of scheduling, of rescheduling. Next, cancellations. So cancellation, of course, can be done by either the guest clicks the link in the email, or it can be done by the user. Cancellation is really simple. Let's say we want to cancel this meeting. All we need to do is click on cancel, provide the reason, and cancel the meeting. And that's it. It's canceled. So you can see it's canceled here, canceled by owner. And of course, the guest is going to receive the notification. Reason sick today, sorry. Now let's look at reassignment. So reassignment is an alternative to reschedule. It's typically a better alternative because when you're asking, if the reschedule is coming from us, from the user side, it's not a good thing because the client wants to come to the meeting. You're suddenly asking them to reschedule. There is a good chance you lose the meeting, especially if it's a lead. So especially in these scenarios, you want to reassign the meeting. So you keep everything as is, you keep the original time. You just have to assign it to another team member. So let's see how this works. I'm going to again create a booking. So let's say it's on the 23rd, 9 a.m. Okay, so this is with advisor Kathy. Again, let's look at the activity stream. Here it is, September 23rd, 9 a.m. So now Kathy cannot make it. Let's say that she's sick. For some reason, she cannot make it. The meeting is on September 23rd. Let's just go at 9 a.m. That's the meeting. That's the meeting. It's over here. So let's see how we can reassign it. So we click on the reassign icon. And here we can see all the other team members on the account. For each team member, we can see if they are free, if it's off hours for them, or if they're busy. I don't have anyone busy currently for this time, but if there was, there would have been a red dot to show that they are busy, and it would say busy. And you can filter here by the booking calendar. You can also filter by name. For example, I just want to see advisor. So yeah, I see the 5 advisor. So let's say I want to give it to myself. Yeah, I'm Henry host. So I select I'm free. And what's happening here, you can see the location was a physical location in San Francisco. So of course, the smoothest thing to do is to keep the location. But if it was a virtual meeting and it was created on advisor Kathy's virtual conferencing tool, her account, and then Henry host is taking the meeting, then he has a different account. Maybe it's a Zoom account, so it's a different user on Zoom. So what we are allowed to do is to either keep the original location or change. So for example, I can change to my Zoom account if that was a Zoom, or even to a different video conferencing. So there's a lot of flexibility here. In this case, I don't have to do it. It's in the same office. I'm keeping the original location and reassigning. Okay, so you can see the original calendar has been deleted. A new calendar invite has been sent with updated information. All attendees will be notified. So let's go. So you see there was an advisor Kathy here, but it's deleted. And there is a new one on Henry host. You can see the location is the same San Francisco location. If we see the notification sent to Gloria guest, to the guest, she gets an email saying updated, and it says the details of the meeting, and you can see who it's chief advisor Henry host. Now the former host was advisor Kathy. There are no other changes because the location stayed the same location, so the only change is the person they're meeting with. The location is the same. For advisor Kathy and Henry host, they have their notification, which is a reassigned notification. And it says the meeting has been reassigned. This is the new host. And this is the former host. And all the other details, the location did not change. So that's reassignment. Always better if we're working with leads, always better to reassign. If you have another competent member, then reschedule. Reschedule is risky with leads. Okay, next, let's talk about bulk changes with AI Assistant. So far, what we've been doing is actions one by one. But let's say that you have multiple meetings, you've started the morning, you feel sick, you cannot attend to them. You can go to OnceHub or to your calendar and start dealing with them one by one. But a very efficient way to do it is with your AI assistant. So we have an MCP connector to Claude and to ChatGPT. So I can ask what OnceHub meetings do I have today? And it will get my meetings. And what I'm going to do now is ask to cancel and request to reschedule and explain that I'm sick and I'm not feeling well. So now it's going to bring up my meetings for the day. Typically, it's faster. I guess we're prime time now, so it's taking a bit longer. But yeah, hopefully it will be done soon. Maybe while it's doing that, I'll write the prompt. I'll write it like this. I am sick today, so cancel and request schedule for all my meetings. Okay, it's still thinking. I don't know what's wrong with it. So let's do this. I was doing it before. So these are my meetings for today. In the previous prompt, I have 4 meetings, so you can see. And I'm going to give the prompt here. Let's see if it will do better on this. Here it's still thinking also. Okay, let's move on. Then we can come back to this. I don't know why it's so slow today. Suddenly. So let's move on to the next topic. The next topic is planning and analytics. We're going to look at capacity planning, workload management, booking metrics, source tracking, and data exports. So let's start with capacity planning. The story here is that we are a credit union. We have a new advisory service, and we're running a campaign with all our existing clients to ask them to schedule a discovery call to learn about this new service. So we're expecting a lot of bookings, and what we've done, we've created a booking calendar that you've already seen. This is the discovery call booking calendar, and this booking calendar has 7 advisors. It has the 5 advisors that we saw before, and it also has Henry Host and also Paul Planner. So like we loaded all the people we could. You can see currently they have a max workload of 7 discovery call meetings per week. This is just for meetings booked for this booking calendar. They can also have other meetings on their calendar. That's a different thing. But for the discovery call meetings, they can have 7 during the week. And the big question is, how do I know if it's enough? Maybe their calendars are getting booked so quickly, or maybe they have a lot of capacity. So for this, we have the capacity planning report. On analytics and on capacity planning. And here I've already selected the booking calendar, the discovery call. And what I can see here, I can see for every hour in the day, you can see the hours here and you can see the days. I can see the utilization level. So whether it's 75% utilized, 100% utilized, of course, when it's 100% utilized, no bookings can be made. You can see here, this is a legend. So you can see the different colors. So for example, here next week on Monday, only 2 out of 6 slots are booked for that time. Again, we have 7 advisors. This is 2 out of 5. I mean, here it's already, there were only 3. Maybe they have other commitments on their calendar, but it's already booked. So you get the idea. So I'm the marketing campaign manager, and I'm pretty concerned that I don't have too much capacity left. So what I want to do is I want to add capacity. So what are the ways to add capacity? One way is to add more team members to the team. Just add them to the team, and that's it. It's simple. To do that, what I would do is go to the teams and just add them to the team. That is simple. Another thing that I can do is I can tell them to move meetings on their calendar, or maybe add more working hours, because you see they only work here, and between 12 to 3 p.m. they are not working, and also after 5 p.m. they are not working. So I can increase the hours. And another thing that I can do is basically play with the workload rules. So that's the simplest thing for us to do right now. So let's go back to this booking calendar. And we click on the priority and workload. And let's give advisor Ben 10. And Kathy said she can do 20. And Cindy also. And so is John. But the rest of other commitments, they can only do 10. Okay, so this is updated. So we can see it looks updated now. And let's go back to the capacity planning report. Okay, so it looks better. It looks better. You can see, like, for example, here everything was blocked, and now it's only 75% utilization. Here it went down to 40%. And basically, I mean, it's not a revolution because at the end of the day, the people are pretty booked, but you can see that you can fit in more meetings here. This is much lighter, only 40%. So this is looking better. Even this is looking better now. 2 out of 7, it was 2 out of 6 before. So you can see how you can update the workload to add more capacity. So this is if you're running a campaign, you know you're going to get multiple bookings in a certain time frame. You want to make sure that you're not adding too many people to this, and then they just stay underutilized, and that you're not adding not enough people, and then you get no bookings can further be made. So that's a very useful way to understand what's the level of staffing that you need to have. So that was the capacity planning. Let's look at booking insights. So that's capacity planning, workload management we looked at. Let's look at the booking metrics. So this shows the overall booking activity for the account. I can view meetings either by the creation date, the date that they were created, or by the meeting date. This is the date in which the meeting will take place. Let's keep it at next 7 days. You can see there are 94 meetings total in the account. You can see here the meetings by life cycle. You can see meetings per user. You can see meetings per booking calendar. You can always, if you want to see the actual meetings, you just click on view, and you can get a filtered list of all the activities. These are the activities. You can see them here. So if you want to drill down to the details, and then I can apply various filters here by status, by booking calendar, by meeting host. I've already created, you can create saved views. So I have a saved view of the discovery call campaign. This is the campaign run by the credit union that we just did the capacity planning for. We can see for this campaign total 73 meetings, and we can see advisor John, Cindy, and Sarah, they have a workload rule of 20, so they're close to reaching their workload limit. The others have 10, so you can see that they received a different amount relative to those that had 20. Overall 73. Again, you can see the bookings, so that gives you all the visibility into this activity. Now, this campaign to approach existing customers, it was done with let's say one email outreach, the same email outreach to everyone. But there are campaigns where the same booking calendar is used in different avenues. For example, if I want to use the same booking calendar, but I want to advertise in 2 places. So how do I know when a booking comes in, which ad is responsible for generating it? So for that, we have a UTM parameters. What are UTM parameters? So they are used to track the source of the booking. It's a very standard way of tracking sources. Almost all funnel type of applications support it. And what it does is it allows you to add parameters after the end of the URL with a question mark and say what the source is, what the medium is, what the campaign is, so that you can actually attribute the booking to the campaign that created it. So if we go back, so before we go back, I want to show you how this can be used. So let's say that I have a booking calendar. It's one booking calendar there are various reasons why I wouldn't want to use multiple booking calendars. For example, if you have integrations or integration with a CRM, various automations, there are multiple reasons why someone would want to just use one booking calendar. Because if you use multiple booking calendars, you can say this one is attributed to this kind of ad and another one is attributed to another one. So, but here we're using one booking calendar, one URL, and we're using it in 3 campaigns. One is a physical seminar where the attendees need to scan a QR code in order to make a booking from their phone. The second one is just a LinkedIn thought leadership post where there is a link, a call to action to schedule a meeting for a portfolio review. And the third one is an email follow-up after the webinar that also has a call to action to schedule. Everything is done with the same booking calendar, and we still want to know which bookings came from which campaign. So these are the 3 campaigns. I've already saved them here. And you can see they're filtered by the source, which is a UTM parameter, and the campaign, which is the event. So you can filter by UTM. That's how you can filter. And for example, if you want to see the meetings, let's look at this one. Yeah, so here there are 8 meetings. You can see that for each one of these meetings, you can see the UTM tracking. You can see that the source is LinkedIn, medium is social, content is the fed rate analysis. So you can see it for every one of them. It will be the same because it's by campaign. If I was looking at another one, then here the UTMs are different. It's the source is webinar follow-up, and medium is email, and campaign is tax planning 2026. So it's very convenient to use UTM parameters for tracking because you don't need multiple booking calendars, you just need one. There is reporting built into it. The downside of UTM parameters is that they are visible in the URL, so there are more sophisticated ways of tracking that are not visible. For example, tracking with hidden fields, and we support these additional, more sophisticated ways of tracking. But if you want something simple, that can easily be analyzed, and your UTM parameters is the way to go. Okay, last thing I want to cover is data exports. So data exports, you can export almost anything. So like if we look at this table, any table here can be exported. You can also export the whole thing. For example, if I click export, then you can see it exports. I can do further analysis today with AI. It's very easy. You can see that even the UTM parameters are exported here. You can also export, of course, the activities. So these are the 10 activities. I can export these as well. So that's exporting if you need further analysis.
So thank you for great participation and hoping to see you in follow-up webinars. Thank you. And thank you, Rami.
Thank you everyone for joining.